Hey, it's Coach Pryor here. Hey, I want to try a different way of communicating to you guys going into this year because I know things are going to be kind of crazy. I'm sitting here typing up an email for a follow-up for the parents meeting for those that missed the meeting, and just kind of as a recap, it takes a lot of time out of my day. It's relentless. We do want to communicate to you guys, but we're going to find some better, faster ways to communicate to you. So I just want to recap real quick through this video about today's parents meeting, and hopefully touch on the big points so that everybody's informed. The first thing is that we'll have training this Tuesday, normal time 6:15 to 8:15. This Tuesday we'll have training on Wednesday, Thursday, and then we have a scrimmage game on Saturday at 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Wednesday's training this week is for pitchers, and most Wednesdays we will be training for pitchers and catchers. Now this is a new day that we're bringing into the training module or schedule. There will be a fee for that training. It's completely optional. It's $40 for the month. You're going to have probably 3 to 4, most likely 4, but at least 3 to 4 training sessions, 2.5 hours of training with Coach Young and myself, getting more hands-on training with the pitchers and catchers, and for us to be able to work and elevate their skills and their mechanics moving forward. Very beneficial to the 8th graders since they're on a tighter timeline moving forward, but it is completely optional. So that's a $40 fee monthly for the pitchers and catchers, and that'll be for the most part every Wednesday. With our training schedule, we will train 2 to 3 times per week, just depending on how the game schedule works. And then we'll have training and/or games on the weekends. The schedule in the spring will meander in and around Bishop's game schedule, so we have to be a little bit flexible. There won't be, things won't be written in stone, but we will have weeks where we can, be fairly consistent. Where we can go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for a while until our game schedule starts later in February. So that's a little bit about our training, what we talked about. We also talked a little bit about tuition. Just moving forward in the spring, I really need to get payments on the 1st, no later than the 5th. I am going to put a button on the website for PayPal so that you can make your payments there. Whatever payments you're making on PayPal, there'll be a $5 service charge to cover any fees with PayPal. Apart from that, I just really need a lot of help with getting the tuition in. Spring's a very stressful time for me. Not so much stressful as it is just very busy between doing Bishop, the travel ball here with Rockstar, and then also with the opening of the ranch and everything that we have. We're launching that business at some point here in the spring. So there's just a lot of moving parts, a lot of things that are happening, a lot of things happening behind the scene, and it's just going to take one less stress if everybody can really help just get those payments to me. If you need a post-dated check, I'm completely okay with that, but I just don't want to chase payments. I just don't have time for it, and it'll just be something that's going to be an additional stress, and I kind of know what will happen for myself if we go down that road. So I just wanted to kind of put everybody on the right path to help me out in the spring with tuition, and just try to get it in, and if there's an issue, then just communicate it and make sure that we know what's going on with tuition, and that'd be great. Moving forward with games, our games will be, again, GSA play. The only difference with the games is that 13U and 14U, rather than splitting the weekend, we'll play the full weekend. So if there's a 13U's playing on a weekend, they will play Saturday and Sunday. Same thing with 14U. They will play Saturday and Sunday. That means 4 games. If we need additional pitching, if we feel we need additional pitching, then we will pull from the other teams. We'll notify the parents. We'll let them know that we would like Johnny or whoever to pitch. You'll know what game, what time. They'll come in, they'll pitch, and get their pitching time in and their bullpen, and then you're free to leave after they've pitched. If you want to stick around for the game, you're more than welcome to, but I'm not going to make it a mandatory that kids that are coming and playing on that weekend to give support on the pitching or the catching side of things, that they need to stick around, because there's a good chance that they're probably not going to be playing as a position. They're really there to lend support with catching and pitching. And it's also to allow them to get extra innings. So we're going to look at how we schedule that so that players are getting the additional innings that we feel that they need, and this is in particularly with our 8th graders. Games, we'll have some tournaments as well. We do need to raise some funds for some of the tournaments and the things that we want to do moving forward in the spring. There's just not enough money in the pot for us to do the things that we'd like to do as far as tournaments go. So we will need to do some fundraising. We plan on doing a hat drop. We plan on doing a car wash. And we are going to do a fishing tournament. And the date for that tentatively is March 6th. We will have more information probably within the next week to 10 days on the fishing tournament, and we will cover the fishing tournament and the process and the date and everything with that moving forward here in the coming days. We'll also get some dates. The goal is to really have a hat drop probably towards the end of January, first part of February, and then to do a car wash sometime in March as well, so that we can bank those dollars to get ready for April and May when we look to do the bulk of our tournaments. We'll also have, with games, we'll also have inter-squad. We'll also do scrimmage games with other teams, just like we did in the fall. We have a lot of new teams that have approached us. We have some teams in Sarasota that would like to play against us, so we'll probably be making a trip or 2 or 3 down to Sarasota on the weekend to play. Sarasota teams will be coming up to play us, and we have some new teams that will be scrimmaging with us in the spring season as well. Some teams that we haven't played before, and of course we're always inviting the teams that we played in the fall to come back and play us in the spring. So that's pretty much the game schedule. The kids are going to play plenty of games, but again, we're focused on training and their development, more so with our 7th graders, to really dial them in. And then with our 14-year-olds, same thing, but we also need to play a number of games to get them prepared for high school play moving forward. Last thing that we talked about within the games is that I'd really like to take our 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds and really carry them with us moving forward. So in the summertime, I'd like to have those 14-year-olds training with me, training at the ranch once we open. Maybe get involved with some of the camps as a helper. And I'd like to have those kids playing some tournaments over the summer. And once they go to high school and they make their high school team, I'd like to keep them together so that they can still train at the ranch when they have time from high school. And then I'd like during the summertime for them to come back to Rockstar, group back up together, and we do the showcases and some of the other things to get them prepared for the next level, which would be college, if that's a goal that they're looking to set forth for themselves. So we're going to just kind of see how it goes, but I'd like to keep kids together if we can and see if we can continue to grow and expand on our competitiveness at all levels. That's a little bit about the games, the fundraising, the training, the tuition. Those were the bulk of the things that we talked about. Once the ranch opens, there'll be some other opportunities there. We did go over the membership as far as the ranch goes. Again, just familiarize yourself with that. It's all on the website. I hope it's self-explanatory, but please go to the website, take a look at it. Give me any feedback that you have with regards to the website so that we can make it seamless and hopefully understandable for those people that are viewing our website. But hopefully you can familiarize yourself with the material and the pricing and kind of how it works. So if you're talking to friends or other baseball people in your circle, they too can have the opportunity to get on board with the ranch early before we fill up and sell out. That's just there for your own taking, and I'll talk to you more about the ranch. There's a little bit of confusion at the meeting, so I don't really want to talk too much about the ranch or confuse anything for right now. The fees are still the same. They're $145 a month. It's a tight budget. That's why we need to do some fundraising, and that's why we have to put in that supplement charge for pitchers and catchers on that additional day that we want to add to work with those kids with pitching and catching on a Wednesday. Again, that is completely optional. You do not have to do it, but we will be asking and sending out an email for those people that are going to participate so we can start to prepare the material for those individuals, and we'll get started accordingly, getting those guys into their program and doing their fitness and their flat work and drill work and bullpens and charting bullpens and just really doing the things that we need to do to make sure that we're moving